every time you hear about this project, there's always some kind of violence.
Less than a week after 16-year-old Ocean Conway was shot in the head at the Patterson houses, community members rallied together to voice that they've had just about enough.
It is not normal if somebody gets shot in broad daylight. We have to stand up. This is where we work at. This is where we live at. We have to wake up!
There's a system that's waiting for our kids. It's called mass incarceration.
It wasn't always like that. When I grew up there, it was a place of harmony.
I think that the people genuinely love each other.
Unfortunately, these kids don't have that unity like we had. We stuck together like glue.
South Bronx at that time was, to me, a heaven haven. When we were growing up, all the community centers were open, and we spent a lot of time in those type of environments to keep us safe.
We had a place to go. Summer, winter, fall.
People were really competitive academically. I hung with a group of people. These are all really, really brilliant people.
We were just so fortunate and blessed when we came out of the Patterson in the 50s to have all of those things.
And I think a lot of us who were searching for identity, okay, basketball was a way of escaping that type of negative environment that was outside.
We were headed for greatness. They were headed for greatness. They were destroyed.
The worst thing that ever happened, the doors locked. The project stopped being the project.
The drugs first came into the community about 1967, and it just destroyed a bunch of people. The federal government, the city, and the state government, all three, I hold responsible for letting the project deteriorate.
My hope for Patterson houses is that we create a community of opportunities.
It is up to us to put down the fear, and that when we see our brother and our sister on a path that's crazy for them, to pull them back in and say, no, bro, don't do that. No, sis, don't do that.
Nobody talks about the fact that public housing was a place where people of all backgrounds shared their food and music, where people of all backgrounds lived and learned together. There are 341 projects in New York City proper. The people who lived in those projects have similar stories to tell, 7 decades worth. They tell what it was like in one of those projects, the Patterson.